Notwithstanding my great concerns about the constitutionality of the action that we've seen take place in recent days, and with due recognition of the fact that there were certain members of this body and over in the Senate that seemed to have blessed a no-fly zone, I still wish the procedure had played out differently. But I'd first like to start with a comment related to the nature of the mission, and then I'll have a question. I'm a U.S. Marine, and it's been my understanding that humanitarian environments, as I think was mentioned earlier, typically are things that occur within permissive environments. This certainly is not a permissive environment. We have what has been styled a no-fly zone plus. It seems that plus is Tomahawk attacks, and as I read it, select boots on the ground, depending upon how you define boots on the ground. We sent U.S. Marines in for the search and rescue mission, and recent press reports at least indicate there are CIA operatives on the ground. So boots on the ground, as I would define it, but perhaps military boots on the ground is what we really mean. My question relates here to the desired end state and our ability to achieve not only the military objective, but also the political objective, which presumably is why we're in there militarily. Our political objective, stated so many times, is to remove Gaddafi from power and hopefully replace him with someone who does have the moral authority to lead, someone who is not a tyrant. And I think it's quite possible, I agree with you, Mr. Secretary, we may well achieve some narrowly defined military objective and find out the larger political aims have not been realized. And to what end are we fighting? It is the political objectives. We've heard here today the rebel forces are not a coherent group and that there are multiple leaders, probably more in the West than there are in the East part of the country. And so my question is this. If we're not dealing with a cohesive group here and we're dealing with various leaders, are you concerned that Al-Qaeda or Hezbollah or some other unsavory group might take advantage of a leadership vacuum that we are helping to facilitate through our military action?
I think that in Libya that would be very unlikely, and I would not underestimate, in terms of the achievement of an objective, I would not underestimate the importance of preventing large numbers of Libyans from being killed by their own government. I mean, that is one of the UN Security Council resolution authorizations, and the humanitarian side of this at this point is not so much sending in food and water and medical attention and so on. It's trying to prevent these people from being killed by their own government in large numbers and destabilizing the entire region.
Why do you regard it, in the case of Libya, as an unlikely scenario that an Al-Qaeda or a Hezbollah could take advantage of a leadership vacuum?
Well, because of what I've said earlier. I mean, I'm no great expert on Libya, but I think that the future government of Libya is going to be worked out among the principal tribes, and they are the ones that even Gaddafi has had to balance and work with. So I think that for some outside group or some element of Al-Qaeda and the Islamic Maghreb to be able to hijack this thing at this point looks very unlikely to me.
Thank you.